Hello everyone, welcome to my country farmhouse sewing room. I'm Arne and today is Tuesday, a couple days late of when I would like to actually have this up to show you, but as you can see behind me, I do have my quilt top ready of the Here Boy quilt top that I had told you all about from modafabrics.com, where you can get this free pattern. Mine is it's all done and I'm so excited. I've had this done actually for a few days now, but why I'm late getting this up and out to you, because I wanted to make this a weekly thing. I was working on the back for this quilt and I'm really excited to show it to you. But I really want to talk about how I got my quilt top done. It looks just like the picture, so if you've all gotten the pattern or if you've seen it, it's modafabrics.com, free patterns. There is an array of free patterns that you can print off for free and have at it, you know. So this was made for, I made it for my dogs to put in my Jeep. I am a new Jeep owner of a 2023 Willys, and maybe I can put some pictures in this video to show you what it looks like. We had gotten it on September 21st. I'm really excited. I'm getting used to it. It is beautiful. I have named her Willafee, because my husband jokes with me that he can't stick his hands into a guy, you know, when he works on things, so it's got to be a girl. So that's what her name is. She's beautiful. She has a lot of things on her that I'm not used to. I'm not used to the upgrades of all the new things out there because my old Jeep was pretty utilitarian. I'm a very simple kind of girl. But when I decided to get a new Jeep, I wanted all the bells and whistles. So that's something new for me, with the heated seats, the heated steering wheel, the backup camera, which, you know, I'm so used to looking over my shoulder to back up and things. So there's a lot of new things on there. And I actually think my husband's driven it more than I have, but that's okay. We are going to take a nice little trip with it this weekend to see my husband's best friend, and it'll be nice. But I'm really wanting to get this quilt done, and I really wanted to tell you a little bit about it. It looks just like the picture. Very similar, you know, with the dog bones actually going one way and the second row going the opposite, and then it kind of repeats down. So it's a really nice pattern. I don't know if you all have been following, or if you're new. I uploaded a video of what's new at Sheets So Creative. Erin and I are pretty good friends, and I wanted to kind of, you know, give you a show of what she has in her shop. She got lots of new fabrics and they were wonderful. And while I was over there giving her a helping hand that day, she had gotten the delivery and she said she didn't even know what was in the boxes. So lo and behold, she didn't know what was in the boxes. And when she pulled out a bolt of this. Guess what? Jeep fabrics, right up my alley. This was not planned. I didn't know what I would want to put on the back of this quilt. I really thought about putting something soft or flannel, or I don't know. But when Erin pulled out this bolt of Jeep fabric, I was like, that's what I want. So this is not a wide back, and it was a regular bolt of fabric. I kind of jazzed it up a little bit, and I think I really can't really hold it up and explain it to you, so I am going to pause this and I'm going to rehang the back so I can kind of show you how I did this and tell you a little bit more about it. This is ready for my quilter, although I have some other quilts here ahead of it, so it probably won't get done maybe by next week. Like I said, we're planning a trip here soon, so I'm going to try to get this up and done for you when I get it finished. So my quilting design that I have decided for this, I want to do like a doggy paws. And I know I've looked at several patterns. I might buy one. I might want to use one that's in my gamble already. I haven't decided, but I do know that I want some paw prints for my quilting design. So I'm going to get on with getting the back up, and I will have my husband slip in some pictures of the new Jeep so you can kind of get a sneak peek at her. But all right. I will get this up. All right, guys, I've got my back hung up. It's not the straightest, but I wanted you to be able to see what I did here. So I told you that this wasn't a wide back fabric, and I really wanted to make it unique in my own. So, I mean, hopefully maybe this will give you an idea of your own to do something like this. but I actually made a strip to go down the middle. So I cut my back in half, and then I inserted this strip down the middle. And this is just some fabrics that I had. I don't know if you can see this, but I made a J-E-E-P, Jeep for my Jeep. And you can't really see the P, but I'm gonna tell you how I did this. So you can kind of see that I've got the letters here, J-E-E-P. Really cool. This is just unique for me. I mean, I'm using my creativity. These fabrics are something that I had. I didn't buy these fabrics. They were in my stash of all my fabrics in my room, you know, and I'm trying to use them up. I don't know if I'll ever use them up, but anyway, I have this, like, it's almost like a light green with the little polka dots for the background fabric. And then the J-E-E-P is some fabric that almost look like ticket stubs. Just really cool. And I like the subdued, I guess you would say like dullness in the fabrics, because it kind of went with the Jeeps. It was kind of lighted. And I know this doesn't really match the front, but this really has meaning to me with the Jeep, you know, my Jeep quilt and my dogs, and they're like Jeep dogs. They love to ride, you know, so it's just really fun. And I really want to keep this, this quilt in my Jeep, you know, for like on the go, or thrown over the seat, or if I go to the beach and I can throw it on the beach, or if we're going on a picnic, I can throw it down, you know, whatever, you know, is the kind of thing. I want it to be a versatile quilt just to carry with me. So where I got the ideas for these letters, y'all know that I'm a Lori Holt fan, and I have this book, and it's called Spelling Bee. And this book has all the letters in it to make capital letters or lowercase letters. So, I mean, you can do this with any quilt. You know, if you want to do something like this on the front, you could put names in it, or letters or phrases or whatever. But they were really super simple to follow. They don't really take much fabric. I mean, I did add some fabric around the letters to kind of make my back, because I have to make the back bigger. I have to make my back bigger than the front of my quilt. So I kind of folded it over at the top because I wanted you to be able to see the letters without, you know, have it hanging to the floor, because it's really kind of long. My finished quilt, and I don't know if a lot of you know this or you looked in your pattern, but my quilt measures 51 wide by 72 long. And I think somewhere in the pattern, I don't have it right handy, but I think it was close to 50 by 70. So mine falls right in there with the size, but you got to consider seam allowance and everything, and everybody's seam allowance is different on sewing machines and things too. So, but I thought this was really cool. It fits my quilt. I love it, and I just think it was the greatest idea ever. So I'm really excited to get this on my quilter. And also, I wanted to tell you all a little bonus. You know, any of you that watch my channel know that my last, well, I wouldn't say my last quilt, because my last quilt was the X's and O's. And if you haven't seen that one, check that out, because that was a great sew along with me and my good friend Marlene. And I ended up giving her both of, well, she made her one quilt and I gave her my quilt, because she was giving hers to her sister, and I thought they were sister quilts, and we thought they should have them. So that was great. Check that video out if you ever have time. But if you've seen my video of the She Who Sews quilt, and I had this on a recent video, and if you haven't seen it, you can check it out. But I finally got my binding done on this, so it's all ready for my couch. This is my winter quilt. Cold weather is coming, and I love my quilts. But I did do a nice red binding on this, and I'm determined I'm going to be a master binder someday. And I'm really proud of myself, because every time I do a binding, I think I'm getting better and better. And my corners, I don't know if I can show you this, but my corners look great, you know, so I'm like super excited, because I used to be so fearful of binding quilts, because, you know, it is a little intimidating and it's tough to get them on there just right. And I practice a lot on smaller things, and I think my binding on my smaller stuff sucks, but I do great at quilts. Well, I'm getting better. Even my husband thought it was great. You know, he's checking it out, and I did this morning. So I've been really trying to work on unfinished projects and things. I've got a list on my chalkboard of like the UFOs that I have in my room, because I have multiple project syndrome, and I'm sure a lot of you out there have it too. So one of my unfinished projects was filled up, so I finished up, not filled up, and ready for my couch. So when I'm watching TV at night, you know, I'll have my own quilt to cover up with. I'm really excited about it. So anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. I hope you check out some of my other videos and tag along. I do want to do a Jeep introduction video, but that's up to my husband, because you know, he's the mechanics kind of guy, and we had talked about doing a video for that too. So there's a lot of upcoming things that I want to show. I have lots of new patterns and different things, but the time that, you know, to do all these things, it's like, oh my gosh, is there ever enough time to get everything you want to do done? But anyway, so I hope a lot of you have joined along on this little journey with me with the doggy bone Here Boy quilt top. This is how mine is going to turn out, and I will keep you posted on when I get this on the quilter and get it binded. And I'm even going to make a fun little tote bag or a drawstring bag to keep it in my Jeep. When I'm not using it, I can just keep it in the back and it'll stay nice and clean and fresh. So anyway, I'm going to conclude this for now. I really appreciate y'all watching, coming and joining along on my little journeys. Stay tuned for what's next. And if you like my video, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. Okay? I will chat at you later. Bye.